What's up, guys? I'm Amazing One here doing One Piece chapter 608 review, and I'm gonna be looking at the screen this time. Forget about the intro right now because I really want to do this review. No editing or anything right now because I don't feel like doing all that shit, and I'm not getting the camera. But for the Naruto review, I might. I'm not sure. So, alright, let's start. So, in the beginning, basically, start the chapter off. Luffy is still fussing with that, what's that guy, the fisherman Hammond. He looks like a dinosaur to me, but the fisherman Hammond, yeah, and Hammond, I think his name was. He was like, huh? You refused? And Luffy makes a face saying like this, of course I'm gonna refuse. I ain't gonna be a subordinate. And Hammond is like, oh, psh, really? Yeah, so then he said, that's too bad. There's no way I can let you through now. So it's like, I'm guessing Hammond doesn't want to let him through. He's gonna try to fight him, maybe? Alright, but then he's like, sea lion, sea lion. Then Usopp's like, hey Frankie, we're ready, we can go. Use the coup de burst. So soon as Luffy wants to fight, he's like, come on Hammond, let's fight and stuff. Then use then Frankie does the coup de burst, and ship goes. And after he used the coup de burst, it's like the line, like this is the ship right here, and this is the coup de burst, and this is the line. So the line is like this, then the ship's like this, leaving the line chopping on his own teeth, which probably hurts because he was like. Anyway, then Hammond is wondering like, isn't this a sail ship? How is it like flying away? So it's kind of amazing, and then as they fly away, the bubble is starting to decompose and starting to eventually pops. So when it pops, everybody's out the bubble, all 9 straw hats, and Sanji's like, Nami-chan, Robin-chan, trying to save them too, and and knowing that they have 4 devil fruit users, Luffy, Chopper, Brook, and Robin. So like, them 4 are probably gonna be in the worst hazard. And it seems more like Robin is starting to care more. I picked that up since the beginning of year 2. It's like she's starting to care more for the rest of the crewmates and stuff. So yeah, the bubble bursts, and then Zoro's like, the sea. It's like the sea shit. Like they know like this is gonna blow away. And if it was a normal current or just like the sea, I'm pretty sure that they could make it. But since it's a strong, Nami says what a fierce current, so it's a strong current that's pushing them away. So so yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and Tiny says, and we have 4 ability users here, which is Luffy. Well, I keep saying Zoro. Luffy, Chopper, Robin, and Brook. So as you see, you get a glimpse of all the Straw Hats, especially Chopper and Luffy. With Chopper and Luffy, their eyeballs is upwards because they're just like, it's funny. And you can see Sanji trying to reach out to Robin like this. And he says, Nami-san, Robin-chan. It's like, damn it, I can't go against the current. So I'm pretty sure it's a strong current if you know Sanji or Zoro can't get past of it. And then as they start to fade deeper and deeper, everything goes just like they're dark, and then we see a hand reach out, and we're wondering, who is that hand? None other than Kami from 2 years ago at Shipodi Archipelago, the mermaid, which was with Hachan, whatever. And and before that, Hammond is like, did they just dive in there? Was that a suicide bombing attempt? Stupid. Then when the fisherman that looks like half human with the dreadlocks, I guess it is, he's like, maybe we should go after them, and just in case to see like if they're dead or alive. And Ham's like, yeah, we should do that. It's a good idea, just in case, kick some ass. and then we go back and we see a little bit more of Fisherman Island. It says Fisherman Island on the ocean floor, and we have a fade in of it's 5 mermaids, little girl mermaids, and they're like, "Hey, look, I looked. I'm not looking. Did you look? I looked, but what is it?" And they're like repeating the same thing, and then they're just fussing and stuff. And then we have like a fuller version, and we see Luffy coughing up water because of course he's drowning. And then we see Chopper, Usopp, Sanji, and Luffy, and they're all awake. And Luffy's like, "Hold up, what's happening? Like, what just happened?" And come to find out, we see Kami. Yes, she's with the five little mermaids, and Sanji immediately goes crazy, saying, "You've gotten even cuter." And she's like, "Sorry, I meant to go pick you all up, but ended up being a month off." So that's pretty funny. Still has a little bit sense of humor. And then Luffy has, "Are we at Fisherman Island?" And of course they are. And Chopper says how they were all unconscious until just now and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But one problem right now is, where is the rest of the crew? Meaning Brooke, Robin, Nami, Frankie, and Zoro. That's all, right? And Zoro. And where is the Sunny? Because they got washed away with the rest of the crew underwater. Could it have? Is it possible? Even though it's probably not. Is it possible for all that air pressure to bursted? And you know what I'm thinking now? If they were so far under the ocean like that, how come their bodies didn't burst? That's kind of a plot hole, isn't it? Because you're to the point of like you should be burst soon as you get out of the bubble. You should just be like explosion as soon as you hit the water. That's what, because all the pressure from the ocean. And yeah. Cammy makes the force some soup, and she says, "Hold up, this is cold soup," and makes that crazy devilish this crazy face that she did so long ago. And then basically Cammy tells them that she is a waitress at a restaurant and at a cafe, I think. Yeah. So we learn about what's Kami doing, and we find out that Kami lives in Mermaid Cove, and immediately Sanji goes crazy, and this time he did not pass out, no blood, no anything. He just has a donkey face on, but he didn't pass out, and he's thinking mermaids with coffee, you know, trying to keep it cool. And then Chopper's like, "Can you really take this?" And then he's like, "I can do this," with the seriousest face that you've ever seen Sanji do. And then we see and then Game's like, "Hey, let's go and show you to my mermaid friends." So they go on this elevator, which is actually a turtle, it's inside the bubble so they can breathe. It's like a turtle, and it goes up, and Kim explains how she lives on the bottom, which is the cheapest part to live on, and the top parts were near the light. It's more expensive. So yeah. And they said this is, and then she said this is the underwater coral mansion, but my rent's cheap, so I'm on the lowest floor. So yeah, so since it's cheap rent, she's on the lowest floor. Listen, the higher up, the more expensive, and she starts to know what's money in Fisherman Island. It's still berries or belly, whatever you like to prefer. Um, then she, and then they ask how's Hachi, and she explains that after a year, he's after defending the ship, he was badly beaten and stuff, and but she says that he should be okay now. He's doing better, and but she really hasn't seen him because he's in the Fishman district, which is where like the Fishman. So Luffy's like, "Hey, we should see Hachi face to face so I can thank him about protecting the ship." And then Luffy asks where is Papagu or Papoog, the starfish, and Kame explains that that clothing liner that she was wearing like 2 years ago and still wearing now. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what got famous. He lives in a just gigantic mansion. So I thought I might have misunderstood it, but back then I thought that was Kamey's clothes lining. I thought she wanted to be the fashionist, whatever it's called, fashion designer. But I'm guessing. Oh yeah. So what about the business she had with Hatch and the octopus freighter shop? Well, whatever. So we get to see more detailed version of Fisherman Island, and it has a sky in Fisherman Island, which is not is I don't know, Oda didn't explain it yet, but we do see it's like this tube with water in it, and it's like a highway, like a highway. It's like you gotta see the chapter if you didn't already, and we go to the top, and then we just see we was already at the top with the sky and all that stuff, and Sanji's like, oh, female voices. It's already getting happy, and as we see on the page, there's a whole bunch of mermaids, and there's a whole bunch of pretty mermaids for Sanji, and we already know Sanji immediately he cries, and then Luffy's like pointing out, hey, he's crying more than when he left Baratier, and now I'm like, hold up, did Luffy get a little bit smarter? I mean, I kind of noticed this, but I think Luffy got more smarter than he was before, and yeah, and, like Sanji is crying, and then one of the mermaids said, why are you crying? How about you dance with me on the in the sea together? And Sanji's like, he's all sweaty and dripping sweat, and then he starts to cry again, saying, no, there's no way I could acquire such joy. Today must be the day I die. I'm like, then Usopp's like, negative. I guess and Usopp's like, he's even more negative than I used to be. Wow, Sanji, what happened to you in the past 2 years? He also says. And then the mermaids see the barrel with its name Caribou, whatever Caribou, wet hair Caribou, the one that does like I'm thinking his that was like mud, or even possibly Mr. 3 couldn't be dead, and it couldn't be the wax fruit if that's possible. If Mr. 3's dead, that could be it. Anyway, then the mermaid asks if they want to open the barrel which Caribou's in. Then we fade off into the deep sea fisherman district Noah. Yeah, that's a hardcore fish's name, Noah. Badass, isn't it? Only reason I'm saying it's not so hardcore, and isn't it like a gay show called Noah about a gay dude? I guess so. Anyway, and then we see Hammond, or the dinosaur shark fish thingy, and he's talking to this guy, and it says he's like, what should we do? Yes, well, what should we do, boss? And just like, bring him here. This is alright. Now this is what I'm thinking. It could be Arlong, someone related to Arlong. Now I say it's Arlong. It looks like even though we can't see the whole face, whatever that thing on top of his head is, the white little thing, the sperm on his head, whatever it is. Yeah, that's either retarded Arlong or dysfunctioned Arlong after he got his ass kicked by Luffy, possibly. Who knows? But yeah, that's how the chapter ends. It says bring him here, and or it could be like this looks like. Yeah, it could be an Arlong relative, or actually Arlong, if disfigured Arlong. But that's how the chapter ends. Next chapter, hopefully we'll see his face, which is chapter 619. I will be reviewing that. Hopefully we'll see his face and his facial details, and see if that's the retarded Arlong or not, or that's somewhere related to Arlong, like his cousin, his brother, his father, his mother. And no, I'm just kidding about the mother part. But yeah, so yeah, we might see who he actually is. We might catch up with the rest of the Straw Hat Pirates. Maybe they're to safety. Maybe this Arlong lookalike could actually have them imprisoned. Anything's possible. So Animazing one saying it's been an amazing experience. Naruto review should be up next.